Hey, JD, how are you?
All right, buddy. What's up?
So what city are we speaking with you today from?
I am in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, and I recently, it's believe it or not, it's 77 degrees here today.
Really?
In October. Yeah.
Wow.
And that brings me up to my next question. I recently just saw the show at the House of Blues here in Boston and learned that you have some history with Boston.
Oh, yeah, man. I went to Berkeley College of Music there back in like '86, so I was there for like 4 years, man, and did a lot of playing around the city and just had such a great time, going to that school. All the teachers were amazing. All the people that went there were amazing, so it was just a great experience, man.
Now, tell us about your early relationship with Zach. You met him while you were a kid, correct?
Yeah, we were like 17, 18 years old when we had met, and I just heard about this dude who's a burning guitar player, and I went down and checked him out at some club, and he was ripping, so we became friends like right away, and started jamming together, and then like a year or so later, man, he gets the Ozzy gig.
Now, Order of the Black is considered, one of the strongest efforts to date from Black Label Society. And you recorded the album at Zach's house in California, dubbed the Black Label Bunker. What's the difference in the benefits of recording at a home studio versus then going into a traditional studio?
Well, for one thing, you get your investment money back, you know what I mean? Because the money you spend on the studio, it just kind of goes back in your pocket, from using it. Otherwise you have to spend $1,000 a day at another studio. Another benefit is you can go anytime you want. It doesn't matter. You could, 3 in the morning, if you feel like recording something, you go lay it down. And it's also your own environment, so it's just, it's killer. It's up, in his property, and it's beautiful, and it's great, and he got some good stuff in there, and then that's it. Now it's our place to record from now on.
So Black Label Society just released the first Noel. What put the band in the Christmas spirit?
Well, it's coming. Christmas is coming, and we all love the big guy, We love Saint Nick, So I don't know if they released it right. I didn't think they were going to release it till around Christmas time because that's really what it's for. So I don't know.
Yeah, correct. It's on iTunes. I think it's available for pre-order.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Somebody mentioned something about doing some Christmas stuff, some bonus stuff for Christmas. So that was one that we picked, and Zach did a great job on it, man. It sounds killer.
Now, with previous bands that you've been in, you've opened up for, Motley Crue, Aerosmith, Rush. Mm-hmm. Did you ever think that a kid from Jersey and Berkeley, that your career would go this far?
You know what? I never really thought much about it. I just really wanted to get better at my instrument and my musicianship. I just always strive to get better and better and better, and then didn't really think about the huge picture of it. Open up for those kind of bands and all that stuff. Just kind of came along with the territory, which is awesome. But like I said, I just wanted to try to get better and better, and that's why me and Zach are such good friends, because we just we're all we want to get better as musicians, and that's really the bottom line,
No, I actually saw you on the Lead 4 tour back in the '90s, opening for.
Oh my God!
Is it true that Zach actually got you that gig?
Well, actually, yeah. Sharon was managing Lita at the time. So Zach put me in touch with them, and then I auditioned it, and I got it. So yeah, man, he's been my biggest fan all throughout my life, man. He's been a godsend for me, to be honest with you.
Now that Black Label Society is a full-time gig, that Zach's no longer playing with Ozzy, are you finding it difficult to juggle a lot of things like Cycle of Pain? I know they've been opening up with you on a few shows, but
right. You know what? Now that Black Label is full time, like it should have always been, it is a little bit more difficult for me to find time to do my own stuff. But that's okay, because I know we're gonna have plenty of time off, after next year, I'm sure, because we're gonna hit it pretty hard. So I always have my Cycle of Pain band, and I'm actually trying to get us to go over to Europe next year with Black Label. So hopefully that'll happen, man.
Speaking of next year, 2010 is getting ready to wind down. Do you have any particular highlights, if you had to choose one or two from 2010?
What's that, buddy?
As 2010 is winding down, do you have any particular highlights from this past year?
Well, I think the whole year's been a highlight, to be honest with you, bro. I mean, recording, it started out in January. I went to NAMM. You know, I go to NAMM every year, and I got to play with Stevie Wonder's band, which was pretty insane. And we had a big thing for Nate Watts, Stevie's bass player, and he chose a bunch of bass players to play at his party, and I was one that he picked, which is totally an honor. And then we did the record, which took about 3 months at the bunker. Then we mastered it, and then we were on tour from then. So, I mean, doing the record at the new studio is definitely the highlight, I would imagine.
And is 2011, is that just going to be a year full of touring for you guys?
Yeah, I think we're just going to be hitting the road, you know, pretty much. And like I said, I'm going to try to get my band, Cycle of Pain, to come over to Europe with Black Label, so that would be really, really awesome if it happened. Yeah, go back to the highlight. Actually, the highlight is definitely recording the record and getting to co-produce it and mix it, because I haven't gotten to do that, you know, on any of the records. And so I'm really proud of this new one for those reasons especially.
Yeah, I did read that you were also into producing. Are there any other bands that you produced?
Well, I did my record. I did my Cycle of Pain record and mixed that one. Right now I'm just like, you know, I'm so busy with Black Label, I don't really have time to do much of anything else, but I wanted to put my name out there to my friends, you know, like my friends are like Seven Dust, you know, Shinedown, Tantric, all these other bands that I'm good friends with. I just wanted to make them aware that, you know, that I'm available to do this if they need it, you know, at some point.
And if someone was to pick up your iPod, what would be like the most thing that would surprise them the most as far as bands that you have on there?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know. Dude, I have so much music. I got so much music on my iPod, and it's a lot of jazz and funk and soul. And I think that probably would shock them, because if they don't know me, if they know me, then they know that I dig funk and jazz. You know what I mean? So, but if they didn't, they'd be like, "What the hell's Marvin Gaye doing on here?" You know what I mean?
So hey, what website can people check out to keep up with your doings in Cycle of Pain and Black Label Society? Well,
I think on the MySpace, you can just, you know, Google MySpace, Cycle of Pain. And I have my own website, J.D.DESERVIO.com. I haven't really even been up on it that much lately. I've just been so busy, man. So I'm going to have to get my buddy to redo my page for me and all that stuff. But you can go on even the BlackLabelSociety.com page and probably give you some information there, too.